It's very good to see you all. I wonder if you're able to, would you like to make your way under the earth? Or near to it? It's hard to examine that most people here is different by coming between now and 8 o'clock. Of course, it would just be nice to say something by way of welcome to you. It's lovely to have you all here. It's wonderful to welcome people from various places to come and with us. Glaston Bishop, the Lord Lieutenant was hoping to be here, but I think the wind and the wildness has probably put quite a people off being able to come tonight. So it's wonderful to have you. The wind is also causing the earth to sway a bit. So there's always some drafts here, and when it's very windy, you get that. So if you're a bit seasick, it is turning, of course, on its axis, but it is also slightly swaying. It's tempting, I think, Matthew, who's one of our organists, is tempted to go up to the organ loft and just dance a bit. I told him that would be he will resist the next 6 weeks. But a very warm welcome indeed to this exhibition. The artist, of course, calls it Gaia, after a Greek goddess. That's caused a little bit of a challenge for us. Why are you celebrating the worship of a Greek goddess? We're not celebrating the worship of a goddess, we are celebrating God's creation in this space. This is God's gift. The scientist James Lovelock has reused that term in the Gaia hypothesis to talk about the earth and remind the earth as one organism. It's not something we cause damage in one place, it will have a consequence somewhere else. It's a living, breathing, live organism which needs to be cared for and tended for. And so that Gaia hypothesis, I think, ties beautifully into the whole idea of stewardship and of environmental care, which is so important for us at this time. Tomorrow is the feast day of the Church of St. Francis of Assisi. Although St. Francis didn't have any real notion of the kind of climate challenges we're facing, he did have deep concern both for and the earth, and for its resources and for its blessing. And he is, if you like, a kind of patron saint for the environment, for environmental concerns. So while we have the earth here, we've also got an exhibition around the choir, which Mike has done, which I will speak to in a few minutes, and just, it's quite hard-hitting, but why not? It needs to be, because this is a serious crisis that we face if we are going to preserve for our future generations something so beautiful, so beautiful. Why are we hosting this? Well, it's partly because we think it looks brilliant in this location. We think it's the best location it could ever be. It's just framed so beautifully. It's also done to open up the Abbey and indeed Hexham more widely to a new audience, to bring people into the Abbey, but hopefully to bring people into Hexham as well. We're always concerned at the Abbey to try to broaden our own appeal, but also conscious of our own responsibility to the wider town community, and we do hope this will bring people to come into Hexham and celebrate the beauty of this town and its importance. So it's here for 6 weeks or a little bit more, and we hope that it will be a real draw for people and a place of great delight as people come and just ogle at this. We've got beanbags strewn around the place, so if you want to grab one, just lie under it, you're very welcome to. But I think also the angle for the top of the night stairs, you can actually see the northern hemisphere quite easily. you're welcome to find out. But it's just a reminder of the kind of, first of all, the size of what we often call sub-Saharan Africa, and just the sheer size of that. It's quite daunting. The size of the oceans, which David Attenborough, of course, is trying to educate us about, and their importance, are quite amazing to see it like this. And somebody said to me, pity it wasn't taken on a cloudless day. Well, that's what the world is. It's full of this wonderful moisture in the atmosphere that gives us, of course, its refreshment. So, a very, very warm welcome, and thank you for coming. Thank you for all that you do, because many of you do so much to support the life of Hexham and the wider community, and many of you help to bring this town to life and give so much energy to it, and we're so grateful for all you do. And spread the word, spread the word. I hope we'll have lots of people coming to visit over these next few weeks. We've got lots of events going on around it, and we hope in this way both the Abbey and the wider town are really blessed by having you join us. Gaia in our midst, and this is one of its many places in which it sits and enjoys being seen, but we think it's the best. So thank you. I'm going to ask Mike to say something about his passion, which is many of us hold it too, for the environment, and something about his exhibition, which you'll see. Also to say that Will Chung's beautiful photography is in the North Transept, celebrating all sorts of beautiful images from around the world. But I'll hand over to Mike.
Thanks, David. My name is Mike Dominque. I'm the Hexham Town Councillor and a Green Town Councillor. I've been at Hexham for about 30 years. So David gave me an opportunity to do an exhibition here. So the thoughts around the exhibition were around the climate crisis and just trying to explain everything in a nutshell. So it's broken into two, so it's basically not despair but the truth. Where are we now? Where are we going? And then the last station is about hope. So there's 10 stations and you basically start from number 1 round the corner here and make your way round and then at number 10, which should give you a bit of hope. So there's 9 urns which have been fabricated by my brother-in-law Paul Digby. He spent a few months casting these urns and then painting them to reflect what he wanted to show. And it was interesting that as he was doing the work, he said he felt a little bit of despair. But there is despair, but there is hope. So the 9 urns just depict, I approached this in 2 ways. One, I didn't want to kind of give my opinion. I really wanted to kind of explain where we were based on scientific evidence. And so scientific evidence is from the International Panel on Climate Change Committee. And that's been put together and approved by 14,000 engineers. So not one person on Facebook giving their opinion, but more of a scientific given and well sort of thoroughly kind of research of evidence. So what we did was basically I got my nephew, Joe Seaman, who writes for a Green Sustainable magazine up in Edinburgh, my brother-in-law, who's an ex-science head teacher, and David Dixon, who is the Tynedale bicycle cycle there. The 4 of us worked together to put the documentation together to make sure it was accurate. And the information you see on the boards is accurate. So what you'll see as you do the walk is what's happening to the atmosphere, the impact of fossil fuel, the impact of flying. There is something called the AMOC, which is a technical term. The AMOC is the Atlantic Meridian Overturning Current, which is the current that regulates the heat around the Earth. It warms up around the equator and it goes up to the north and it keeps the Earth in a kind of a nice regulated temperature, and that is under threat at the moment. There's something called tipping points. And then the last 3, which are 7, 8 and 9, are the Earth at 1.5 degrees, the Earth at 3 degrees, and the Earth at 4 degrees. And you can see the colour starts to get red. So once you get past 9, you'll get to station 10. And 10 is the hope. And again, this isn't my opinion, this is a collective opinion. So the station 10 has been put together by the government. So the the government in 2020 sent invites out to 20,000 people across all walks of life, across all beliefs, all ages, and then picked 108 people. The government then put 108 people into offices in Birmingham for 6 weeks. They gave them all the information, all the scientific information. You'll see a picture of David Attenborough spoke to them. And then the government cleverly said to them, right, this is the problem, you come up with a report, how does the UK get out of this particular problem? So the last boards are how we kind of get out of it. So what I'm hoping to do is provide some education and then some hope at the end. Thank you. Thanks, David.
Well, thank you very much, Mike, indeed, for that. And before we about to finish, but can I say a huge thank you to my staff here, to Owen and others who've worked so hard to make this exhibition possible, and to our wonderful students who volunteer during the day. We had over 250 people through today, and our stewards make this all possible. Without them, we couldn't do this. And it's wonderful, such a wonderful team here to help with that. So thank you. There's more drink.